Hey there, I'm Manish Sinha from manishadda.com and welcome you all to the week one of your training program. In this week one, I'm going to talk about rewiring your brain. It is the kind of stuff that a lot of people do not talk about in the training program. And there is no point in getting directly into the tools, tactics, and strategies of digital marketing if you do not understand the mindset to be rewired. I have made this training program in such a way that it's not just a digital marketing training program, but an overall transformation program for your life. Digital marketing is an important skill, but just learning these skills is not going to give you success. I believe that this is the most important week of your training program. The training program will have assignments, and this particular week also has some very important assignments which I do not want you to take lightly. I'm going to discuss in this particular week deep stuffs, and some of the stuff that I share will also go against your thoughts about how life is and what success means for everyone. So it is going to be uncomfortable. It is going to challenge your assumptions. I'm going to give you some assignments which will put you out of the comfort zone. And you have to remember that awkwardness is a measure of learning. Whenever you learn something new and whenever you go ahead and change your belief systems, you're going to feel awkward. This training program is going to be an intensive training program, and it is designed to transform you. And please understand that any transformation is going to have some level of pressure. We all know that only under pressure coal becomes diamond, and diamond cannot be polished without applying pressure. So please have open mind. I'm your digital mentor, Manish Sinha. So with that note, let's get started with the first week. So as said earlier, I'm going to talk about rewiring your brain. So if you expect to achieve your goals, if you expect to reach your potential, if you expect to have your dreams come true, what I am about to explain to you is mission critical. Why I say mission critical? Because you have to rewire your brain. If you expect to achieve your goals, if you expect to reach your potential, if you expect to have your dreams come true, what I am about to explain to you is mission critical. You must rewire your brain. This is important to understand why your brain has to be rewired. At times, you will find hard on yourself while going through the training sessions, and hence it is important to rewire your brain that will help you in going through the training sessions and thereafter. The method that I will take you through will help you in future also, and you can use the same technique to rewire your brain for different set of goals. Let's start and understand. To understand this concept, it helps to know a little about neuroscience. There are about 100 billion neurons, which is nerve cells, in our brains. And each neuron has thousands of connections, making our brain the most complex object in the known universe, as per physicist Michio Kaku. Our brains are the command center of our body. Every physical and mental processes involve the firing of thousands of neurons in a chain reaction. I want you to realize that our brain operates in two modes. Number one, default or autopilot mode. We call it subconscious mind, things that you do it by default. And the second point is direct mode, which is the conscious mind, your ability to deliberately choose what you are going to think about. Our brains evolved, means they evolved to be efficient. Processes that are repeated frequently are memorized so they do not require conscious thought. This happens with every physical and mental skill we have, from walking to speaking to reading and writing. Literally everything we do involves memorized neural works. Think about learning how to ride a bicycle or drive a car. At first, there is so much of attention to be paid. Your full focus is required. With repeated practice, driving and bike riding, your brain memorized huge chunk of processes and put those into background storage for you to draw on whenever you need to do those activities. Now, when you ride a bike or drive a car, you don't have to think about every little process. Your brain knows how to do it automatically. As per Donald Hebbs, a neuropsychologist, neurons that fire together wire together. This famous phrase means that anything we do repeatedly, including thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, gets wired into our brains. These patterns become well known paths that are very easy for the brain to travel down. And the more they are repeated, the more hardwired they become. Doing a mindset rewiring, it's not an event, it's a process. Because the negative and limiting beliefs that you have that are already set to your default, those are encoded in the default network in your brain. And so it's going to be a process that you need to repeat. First, let's understand why we require default mode, and then we will proceed to direct mode. The reason why we have a default mode is because we need it. There are so many things in a day that we need to do automatically, isn't it? But it is also important to know to achieve your desired goals, you must change some of the automated default mode to direct mode by rewiring your brain. If I would like to explain this in simple terms, you must have seen T20 cricket matches or watched football matches. In cricket matches, especially T20, you see right handed batsmen making switch shots as a left handed batsman, meaning going from right hander to becoming a left hander or a vice versa. And this is a process and not an event. You deliberated to take action to become a left hander. You practice repeatedly to perform the activity with perfection. This requires to move from autopilot mode to direct mode. There is nothing that can stop you from changing the way you think. If you're able to change your thinking, then you will be able to change your life. And believe me, the way you think is a choice you have made, and it's going to change your life. Now comes the best part of how to become a deliberate thinker. Your limiting belief is largely due to your experiences that have gone through in your life, and also due to the way you have been brought up by your parents. So, first thing that you need to do is write down the limitations and what you are afraid of. Once you do it, this is the first step of moving from autopilot mode to a deliberate mode, because now we can start rewiring your brain. Once you identify the reasons, this is the point where you can start rewiring your brain by directing it to something deliberate. Now, there are two techniques that I'll actually say which one should use to achieve their desired goals. The first one is using visualization. We all have used visualization in our life to reach our goals. It is a powerful tool used by all of us knowingly or unknowingly. Let's understand it. Our brain has a filter system and it sees things that we want to see. For example, say a different color balls in a box. You want to have red balls. What your brain does is it starts looking for red balls in the box and filters other colored balls in the box. Isn't it? Have you ever noticed that? So it eliminates other color balls and you search for red balls only. Another example could be building your body by going to gym. What happens? You have made a deliberate attempt to train your brain to shape your body like someone you would have visualized. So what do you need to do? The steps involved in it are: visualize your dream, what you want to be, where you want to be. That's the first step. The second step is, once you have visualized, start visualizing the steps that you're going to take to reach there or get there. Also, start visualizing the emotions associated with it of reaching your goal. The feeling of happiness inside of achieving what you wanted to achieve, or self satisfaction. The more you visualize things, the greater your confidence is going to be, the greater security you're going to have about it. What studies suggest and have proven it is that simply visualizing yourself doing things actually develops this skill and helps you improve these skills. This happens because you're reprogramming your brain, you're rewiring your brain. I want to go through all the goals that you set. I want you every single day throughout the next 30 days to visualize by spending 30 seconds. Your dreams deserve these 30 seconds. Don't you think so? You are going to close your eyes and you are going to visualize what does it take or what does it look like in your life when you have achieved your monetary goals. How does it feel to go to the bank and see your bank balance? How does it feel to be able to rent your place or put down a down payment for the house you have always dreamt of? How does it feel to be able to save enough money so you can quit the job that you hate and launch the business because you have achieved your goals? It feels darn good. That's how it feels. And I want you to just savor that, because what you are doing when you visualize is reprogramming your brain. The second activity which I would like you to take is every morning do this for 10 minutes. I want you to find a time for 10 minutes to 15 minutes. That's it. That's all it takes. How you start your morning determines how your day goes. I want you to understand something. Being productive, being happy, and being in control of life. It has something to do with when you get up. You have to do it because you must have a morning routine. If you don't have a morning routine, your entire day will get hijacked. If you don't have a morning routine, you're going to wake up behind, you're going to wake up stressed out, you're going to wake up and make major mistakes. I am being realistic. I am being realistic about the fact that you need a morning routine, but you need one that works for you. So set your morning routine and do it every morning for 10 minutes. That's going to help. For example, if you want to start a digital marketing agency, to start, you need to learn about it and then take many steps to reach building the same. You cannot start instantaneously. It takes time. Setting time every day for 10 to 15 minutes means you do research, you learn about digital marketing, gain requisite skills to start the business. And this may take 4 to 6 months to start your consultancy. To conclude, I would say you can't just write down your goals, it does not work. You have got to make your usual board. It really works and is powerful thing to do for sure. Take action, do not sit idle, or do not do daydreaming. I'll end this session with a definition about what rewiring your brain is all about. It's a conscious effort to adopt to different attitude which rewires your brain into a new way of thinking. So, happy rewiring and start rewiring your brain. Thank you.